Right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this meeting in public of the Board of NHS England. A very warm welcome to those members of the public who have joined us here in the meeting room in London, and also to our global audience as we stream the proceedings live, just simply as testament to our commitment to doing our formal business in public. And by the way, that means, particularly on this morning's agenda, there's some very chunky, difficult items that we will be discussing and coming to a decision on. But just to emphasise again that the board works in many ways, and we try to ensure that non-executives and executive members of the board come together in early stage discussions about the future strategy for NHS England. For example, we had a development session yesterday afternoon where we looked at progress on various fronts and tried to think our way through some very important issues such as the future of the devolution agenda, for example. And those are by and large items that will come to future meetings of the Board of NHS England. So this morning, welcome to the meeting of the board, and I have, I think, just to assure everybody in the room that there is no fire alarm scheduled. Should an alarm sound, then our team will escort you off the building. But also to emphasise what the meeting is. It's a meeting in public. It's not a public meeting. It's a meeting in which the board will be discussing. We will not be engaging in broader discussion, but if anybody who's here in the audience today would like to discuss with us after the meeting any of these items informally, we'll be very pleased to do so. So, I'm going to declare now the meeting formally opened and to invite from my colleagues any declarations of interest in matters on the agenda. I need to make a declaration which is in respect of the paper on congenital heart disease, which makes reference to two organisations. One is the National Institute for Cardiovascular Outcomes Research, and the other one is the Clinical Operational Research Unit, both of them based at UCL, of which I was the president and provost, but just to assure the board, I've had no engagement with either of those two organisations since I retired from UCL 2 years ago. May I invite any other declarations of interest from the board? Bruce Keogh.
A similar declaration in the sense that I set up NICOR when I was at UCL.
Thank you, Bruce. John
and the congenital heart disease review, I've had a long-standing relationship with the team in Newcastle and nationally, but I haven't had any direct involvement with this report.
Good, thank you. Any other declarations of interest? This is in addition, of course, to those standing declarations which are recorded in the register. Good, thank you very much. I now would like to record apologies for absence. We have an apology from David Roberts, just to emphasise yet again that this is a conflict of timing. Today David will be at the annual general meeting of Nationwide, where he will be declared to be the new chairman of Nationwide, so is not able to be with us this morning. But he has had an input to the business of the board. Handling of business, we have at Item 12, reports from board committees. Normally these are starred items, and I invite members of the board to unstar them. I understand that what we would wish to do this morning is to take 3 of them as simple reports which are taken as read, but on Specialised Services Committee I will invite Noel Gordon to say a few words about the recent deliberations of that committee. But can I just stress to the board, if anybody wants to unstar any of those items through the meeting, or when we get to there, that's entirely within our power. Right? May I then move on to the minutes of the last meeting and ask you to approve them as an accurate record? Thank you. I've had no notice of any matters arising. Are there any other matters arising? No, there are not. Thank you very much. Before we move to the Chief Executive's report, may I just raise 1 or 2 preliminary items from the Chair? The first of them is to record the indication that we have had from Dame Barbara Haken of her retirement, and to ask the board to support my proposal that we at this stage record our warmest thanks to Barbara for everything that she's done. I have to say that personally I've worked with Barbara quite closely over the last 4 years, and I think much of my task would have been much more much more difficult, if not undoable, without the constant personal and warm support that I've had from Barbara, who has worked in the NHS in many various guises for over 40 years. So it's an extraordinary career. Barbara, we're not losing you yet, but it would be, I think, wrong for us not this morning to record our enormous gratitude and appreciation for all that you've done. Second, by way of preliminary business, is to report, following the speech by the Secretary of State last week, on the proposal that the government has to draw together TDA and Monitor, and to have appointed as the chairman of the new organisation Ed Smith, who presently serves on this board as our vice chairman and also chair of Audit and Risk Committee. I think it's obvious to everybody that there could not have been a better choice of chairman, whilst at the same time we appreciate the sheer complexity of the role and, frankly, the sheer importance of the new body, NHS Improvement, in assisting us in partnership with them to deliver more effectively the mission that we all share, which is improving the quality and efficiency of the NHS for patients across the country. So we will lose Ed, I think, probably at about the end of October, because I'm very keen that we should have a transition, and I will be discussing with members of the board the implications and the knock-on consequences for activity within the board. But Ed, at this stage, may we please extend to you our warmest congratulations on that appointment and our determination to continue to work closely with you.
Thank you.
Just then, very briefly to note that in the New Year's Honours list this year, there were awards of a knighthood to Kieran Devane, a citation which particularly mentioned his outstanding contribution to supporting cancer patients at Macmillan Cancer Support. And in 2013, Macmillan reached 5.2 million people and recruited 405,000 new supporters. So that, I think, is a wonderful public recognition of a superb career and those qualities that you've also brought to our board, Kieran. Our warmest congratulations to you. I would join in those congratulations Richard Jevons, who has been our Director for Specialised Commissioning on Secondment, who was awarded a CBE. And if I'm in such wonderful territory, I might just touch upon the University of Birmingham, which is one of the finest talent spotting organisations in the country, because at its honoraries degrees ceremony last week, it conferred honorary degrees upon Ed Smith, Simon Stevens and Victor, and the board, I think, would like to reflect the hat trick that's represented in the University of Birmingham's proceedings.
And the discovery of the oldest copy of the Quran was unrelated to that set of activities.
Well,
important nonetheless.
I think we all recognise the University of Birmingham is one of the finest universities in the country. So